My daughter said to me this morning, she said, what, you're making a film that everyone will be able to go and see? And I thought to myself, well, yeah, the whole world effectively will be able to see my message, hear my story, get what I'm about. And that's so powerful. In a sense, I'm opening my world up a little bit, and saying, this is who I am. If you like me, let's work together. So I remember watching Saturday morning television as a kid and seeing the fun that they were having. Like that environment, all coming together and creating something brilliant. And then when they brought the crew on, and you went, this has got to be the best job ever. And I remember having to think about what I was going to do with my life, choose my options for GCSEs. And I just remember my mum going, well, you always wanted to be a cameraman. And I remember thinking, yeah, can people actually do that? My first job out of college, and I'm in the world of shopping telly. I'm not just the T-boy, I'm the assistant floor manager. Live telly, it's everything I'd ever wanted. I've come with my eyes wide open, and suddenly I've discovered that it's not all it's cracked up to be. It was the way that people treated each other. I'd had these ideals that I was going to turn up and it's going to be people all going for this same goal, and we're all pulling together. It should be fun, it should be creative, it should be, what's the problem, let's solve it. That's the sort of environment I want to work in. And so I decided to leave. It wasn't an easy decision because it was having to swallow my pride, go back home, live with my parents, and go work in a newsagent's. So one thing leads to another, and I find myself leading a Christian punk band. When we turned up to a venue, we were making ourselves vulnerable because people knew what we stood for. When you're in a band, you're a load of individuals making that one sound. It's having that collaboration within that team to kind of put together something which you then put on show and say, here's the final piece, and we did this, and you front it together, and you look around each other in the eye and you go, we're behind this one? We're behind this, yeah? And then you go for it. When the band finished, the natural progression was to continue working with young people, but in a different capacity, and I ended up working at a ballet school. I've worked with children with autism. I've been a TA in a secondary school. I then worked as a youth worker on the estate that I grew up in. All these roles require you to be able to observe and listen and understand what is happening in that space. You don't go into youth work with grand ideas of carving out a career for yourself. You go because you're looking to help people. And it's about finding solutions and guiding them to where they want to be, but they might not necessarily see that route themselves. What football and what West Ham especially have taught me is that there's a real excitement in the underdog achieving something, going up against the greatest teams and causing an upset. And I love to take that into my work, but the idea that somebody who maybe doesn't have the same resources as some of your big corporate giants could create a piece of work which competes alongside. There's a real satisfaction in delivering something to a client where it outshines their expectations. There are so many video people out there. How do you find the right one for you? For me, it all comes down to trust. If you're a business owner who knows you should be creating more video in your business, but you're putting it off because you don't have the time to create video, you don't feel you have the budget to create professional looking video, or what's most common, you fear being in front of the camera and telling your story, then I can help you.